Okay, here's the solution for updating Monica's daycare. So let's read the problem, and at the same time we'll highlight important information. So Monica has a daycare that can accommodate 30 toddlers. Okay, that's a number. Maybe we need to know that. Maybe it'll be useful in the problem. Monica wants to redesign the outside play area to make it more fun and safe for the children. Okay, that's important, not that important in terms of the problem. Monica wants to cover the entire play area with foam mats. Okay, so the entire play area with foam mats except for the circular wading pool. So we're not going to put mats over the pool, over the square sandbox, and triangular sprinkler. Okay, so we have a circle, a square, and a triangle. Each floor mat covers 1 square meter, and it's $25. No, it's $211 for 25. So we buy them in packs of 25. So how many packs of 25 are we going to need? So we basically have a play area, and we have to cover with mats, but we're not going to cover the pool, the sandbox, and the sprinkler. Okay, Monica wants to add a sprinkler at the corner of the play area. That's important, in the corner of one of the play area, because to walk under the pool to cool them down on the hot days. The base of the sprinkler will be a right isosceles triangle. So the base of the sprinkler will be a right isosceles triangle. So just highlighting what's really important. The total play area is 16 by 6, so it's a rectangle, 16 by 6. And the foam mats cover 1 by 1, come in 1 by 1 squares. Okay, so 16 meter by 6. Okay, so since Monica has renovated and children, new safety regulations. So here are all the safety regulations. So we'll do that 1 by 1. We'll look through that 1 by 1. And your task, the play area is not under the pool, sandbox, or sprinkler. So we have to put mats everywhere except those places. And please calculate the total area and the cost. So we have to calculate total area and the. So the first thing I did was draw the actual play area. So it's 16 meters by 6 meters. So I have my graph paper here, and I actually made it 16 by 6. So these are all the mats are going to be covered. So each one of these squares is 1 meter by 1 meter. So I'm going to be putting a mat in all of these spaces. So the first thing I can do is find the total area of this. The total area is just 16 times 6. So I can find the total area. 16 times 6 is 96 meters squared. So I would need 4 packs of 25, but we don't need that right now because we got to put the pool, we got to put other things that will reduce the amount of foam mats that we need. So the fence needs to be 183 centimeters high. That's about 6 feet. It's not that important right now. The sandbox requires a cover to protect it from the rain, animals. Okay, wet areas are required to be covered with a non-skid material. Okay, so let's see what each one requires. So Monica has figured out how much fencing she needs around her pool, which has a radius of 2.5 meters. So the pool has a radius of 2.5 meters. It is 1 meter deep. I don't think we're going to need that information. Monica will need to follow the safety regulations. The fence must be 1 meter away from the edge of the pool, and the cost of the fencing. So cost of fencing, that's going to be circumference. The fence is going to be circumference. And the area of the fence will be, we have to subtract that area of the fence. So let's draw the pool. It's a 2.5 meter radius. It has a 2.5 meter radius. So let's draw the pool in our diagram here. So I'm going to take my circle app here. Let's put it right here. And 2.5 meters, that's 1 meter radius. That's a 2 meter radius. And now at 2, let's go about halfway, it's about here. That is the pool, 2.5 meters. And let's draw the radius. So the radius is like this. That's the radius, which is about 2.5 meters. So I'm going to write that in there, 2.5 meters. So this is what it would look like to scale. Now, if we read the question, it says there's a 1 meter, the fence must be 1 meter away. So the fence must be 1 meter away. So let's draw the fence now. Let's use a different color for the fence. Let's use green. So the fence is going to be 1 meter away. So half a meter, about 1 meter away. So now we're 1 meter away. That's half a meter and half a meter. but it doesn't seem to fit inside this play box, sandbox or play area. But let's ignore that for now. Let's just assume that it fits in there. I think that's what we have to do. So what would be the radius of the fence? The radius of the fence would be, well, from the center all the way to the actual fence here. Let's say anywhere on the circle. Let's put it over here, and that radius is going to be, well, 2.5 plus 1. So it's going to be, the fence will have a 3.5 meter radius. So this area in between the pool and the fence will indeed have the mats. We will have the mats there, but we're not going to have the mats here. So obviously this area here is a bit, maybe we should have made the question should have been 8 meters, maybe making it a little bigger, but let's just ignore that. Let's just pretend it fits. Let's just pretend it fits inside the play area. So let's find the circumference of the fence and the area of the pool. So let's start with the circumference of the fence. So we determined that the radius will be 3.5. It's 1 bigger than the pool. So 3.5 is the radius. So how do we find the circumference? It's 2 times pi times r. So 2 times 3.14 times radius is 3.5 for the fence. The green is the fence. So the circumference of the fence is 21.99 meters. Let's put the units in there so we don't get confused. Then the area of the pool. Now the pool is the black. This is the pool. That's the circle, and the radius is 2.5. So it's not 3.5, it's 2.5 for the pool. So the area is pi r squared. That's the formula for area of a circle. So 3.14 times 2.5 squared. So the area of the pool is 19.63 meters squared. So the cost of the fence will be $21.99 meters for $20 per meter, and that comes out to $439.80. So far this is our cost. I put that in red here, I highlighted in red. And the total area, now we're going to subtract this pool, right? We're not going to put mats around the pool. So the total is this. We're going to have to subtract that. Now let's go on to the sandbox and let's see what information we get from that. So let's look at the sandbox. It's a square and needs to be needs a new cover to comply with the new rules. The sides of the sandbox are 1.5 meters. And the cover needs to have an overhang of 20 centimeters. So the cover has to be a little bit longer than the sandbox, so it folds over on all sides. And it costs $12.49 per square meter. So we have to find the area of that tarp that goes over it, okay, the cover. So let's draw the sandbox. We have some space over here. So let's draw a square. So here is our sandbox. It's going to be 1 meter, 1.5 meters, like that. That's our sandbox. And now our cover is going to be 20, it's going to overhang by 20 centimeters. Let's draw another square. And let's make this one purple. So it's going to be just a little bit bigger than the square. So this is the cover, like this. So it's going to be a bit bigger than the actual sandbox. So let's put in the measurements here of the sandbox and the measurements of the cover. So the sandbox is 1.5 meters all around. So the area of the sandbox would be 1.5 times 1.5. And the area of the cover, well, it's 20 centimeters on each side. That's 0.2 meters. So it's going to be 0.2 plus 1.5 plus 0.2. That makes 1.9. So it's 1.9 all around. So it's 20 centimeters on this side and 20 centimeters on this side. So that makes 0.2 plus 0.2, it's 0.4 plus 1.5. So the cover is 1.9 meters by 1.9 meters. That's important. So let's write that down. So let's just go back for a second. So I just added the 0.2 meters on each side, the 20 centimeters, and this is how you get 1.9. So it's 1.5 plus 0.2 and 0.2. Remember that 0.2 meters is 20 centimeters, okay? So that's 1.9. So the cover, let's find the sandbox cover, the area of the sandbox cover, it's going to be 1.9 times 1.9. So you added the 0.4 on each side, right? 0.4 on each side. So it's 1.9 times 1.9. So the area of the cover is 3.61 meters squared. So that means that the cost of the cover is 1249. 361 times 1249, and the cost is 4509. So far these are our two costs in red. Now the area of the sandbox is 1.5 times 1.5. So this is what we're going to be subtracting, because we're not going to be putting the foam mats on the sandbox, but the cover here all around, this will be covered, so it will go against the side of the sandbox. So we will be putting foam mats in this space. So it's just a 1.5 times 1.5 that we're going to be subtracting, and that gives us an area of 2.25 meters squared. So far the total area of the play area is 96. We're going to subtract the pool, and now we're going to subtract the sandbox. So let's take the sandbox and put it alongside here, and that so far is what we're going to be subtracting, and this is going to be our costs so far. Okay, so let's do the last part, which is the sprinkler system. That will be the corners. Let's choose this corner over here. It's an isosceles right triangle, so let's use this as the right angle right here, this corner of the play area. Each leg will be 2 meters. So 2 meters and 2 meters on this side. So my triangle will be like this. This is my triangle. The floor of the sprinkler needs to be covered with a non-skid area and will cost $6.99 per square meter. So we need to find the area of this triangle, which is 2 meters by 2 meters, and then the price is $6.99 per square meter. So let's do that. So the sprinkler area is just a triangle, so it's base times height divided by 2. So it's just 2 by 2 divided by 2. So here you see it's 2 by 2 divided by 2. So that area is going to be 4 divided by 2. It's just 2 meters squared. And the cost is $6.99 per meter squared for that flooring. So now it's $13.98 that we're going to add to our costs. So let's put all of these, let's put all our costs over here. So these are all our costs. And this is the area that we're not going to be putting mats on that. So we have to subtract another 2 meters. And now our last step is to see what is the total area that we're going to be covering with the foam mats. So it's 96 minus this, minus this, minus this. And let's get that number, and then we'll see how many mats we need, and we add that to our total cost. So the total area of the total play area is 96 meters squared, which we calculated at the beginning. The pool has an area of 19.63, so I'm going to subtract that, because we're not covering the pool with the floor mats. We're not covering the sandbox with the floor mats, so it's 2.25 meters. The sprinkler is going to cover 2 meters that we're not going to be putting floor mats. And so the total area to be covered is 96 minus this, minus this, minus this, and it's 72.12 meters squared. Now remember that the mats come in packs of 25 meters squared. So we're going to need 3. We're going to need 3 packs of 25, 3 times 75. So how much is that going to cost? So 3 packs, 3 times 25 is 75. We're going to have enough meters squared in 3 packs. That's $211 for each pack. So that's $633 for the foam mats. So now we have all our costs in red. We're going to add them all up, and that will be the total cost of renewing the daycare center. So let's put this over here. So we'll put this cost over here with all the other costs, and then we just add them all up, and the total cost, our final answer, will be, when we add up the cost of the fence, we add up the cost of the sandbox, sprinkler, and the foam mats, we get $1,131.87. So we did not need some information. We did not need this information about the depth of the pool, and we did not need this information about the height of the fence. These are just there maybe to throw you off a little bit. So there is your final answer, $1,131.87.